Welcome to Your Wealthy Self with me, Regina Martinelli. This show is about money and a whole lot more. Here we focus on you being able to expand your capacity for money, success, abundance, and inner wealth. For you to have what's important to you inside and out so that you too can be your wealthy self. It's really about honoring that wholeness that you are enough, just as you are, to have what's most important to you. There's nothing you have to do, prove, or be, or produce to have what's important to you. That's where we stand. And it's important. What's important to you might be your freedom to have more success or to have more money without guilt or shame. Or maybe it's the ease in being unapologetically you, or having more certainty in your sense of purpose, or feeling daily joy or fulfillment within yourself. Whatever it is, whatever that thing that is most important to you, whatever makes you feel like you're both wealthy inside and out, that's what we want to help you have. Because I really believe that you can create whatever is important to you, and you can do it without struggle. You can do it with ease, and you can do it with creativity. And we do all of this. We have all these types of conversations and also tools and resources. And we look at it all through the lens of money. Why money? Because it's a spiritual highlighter. See, money reveals how we engage with the world, how much someone like yourself will allow yourself to have, and how easily you will allow yourself to have it. Not only is it how much you allow yourself to have, but how easily you allow yourself to have it. Because it highlights how much struggle we subconsciously believe we need to deserve our money or success. So often when we don't feel worthy of success, that the success that we desire, we will augment our worth by creating more struggle in our lives. This is where you hear people say, I'm successful and I sacrificed a lot to get here, but it was worth it. Or they may say, like, you have to work hard for money, or you have to put in your time, no pain and no gain. None of these notions are the truth. And if you believe that you have to work hard for money, then you will have to work hard for your money. In this show, we are revising these old beliefs, these old patterns. So you can actually have more of what you want, more of what's important to you, and have it with more ease, more certainty, more freedom, and more fun, more joy in your life. So if you stay with me until the end, I'm going to share 2 key practices that will help you break free from the exhausting cycle of being a pleasure principal. A pleasure prisoner. Pleasure principal. Wasn't that a Janet Jackson song? It'll help you break free of this pleasure prisoner that's exhausting. And I'll talk about what exactly I'm referring to in just a moment. So I've been noticing that when I get money, that I want to spend it, or that it follows a pattern of, if I start watching, it's kind of like if I start watching a Netflix show that I really like, I want to binge it, or I want to eat the whole chocolate candy bar. Have you ever had this experience? It's not necessarily, and it's not necessary to eat the whole candy bar, watch the entire show in one night, because none of these are really helpful for the life that I want. And to be transparent, I don't spend all my money, but I can feel that there's this, like, oh, I want to spend money from a place of celebration. But I'm a coach who uses money as a lens. So it's always intriguing for me to notice my own emotions, experiences, and habits that are subtle or that are less useful to my long-term vision of my life. So this has been what's been interesting about being human, that there's a lot going on and patterns reveal themselves all the time, which is why I love doing this work and the inquiry. So regarding money, I know lots of women like you have had this experience of getting money and then wanting to spend it. So I'm trying to figure out what's behind this, because I've had that urge myself. So questions I like to ask myself is, does this happen a lot? Like, is there a pattern here? Or is it just one shiny object? And does it happen when you have a good opportunity happen, like a celebratory response? For my client, there's a client I have, and from her perspective, she couldn't really see what was happening. She has money, yet she tends to spend it in bursts or spurges that don't always serve her vision of what she wants. So she wanted to delve into this. And what we notice is there's something in the pattern of feeling like you're always starting from scratch or always starting over. It's like this exhaustive cycle where you feel imprisoned by it. And it's a different flavor than the scarcity of not having enough. Because no matter the scarcity of not having enough, like you can keep digging and collecting and hoarding. And no matter what, you don't have enough. This is how we end up with like 50 pairs of shoes or 16 handbags, or people who have an incredible amount of money still feel they don't have enough, like something could go wrong. That's a scarcity pattern. But it still has the same notes of there isn't enough, but it's different. So the subconscious programming underneath for my client was, it's hard. It had to have the energy of hard work, where work felt like it was a necessity. For instance, with money, when she got it, then she'd spend it. It's the spending of it, the action of unconsciously spending it, turns on or gives way to this unconscious programming where she believes, I have to earn everything. I have to work hard for it. I have to work really, really hard to have what I want. So the exhaustion then is the symptom that keeps coming up. And this belief that she has to earn everything and earn it in a very hard way, this belief makes her, as I said, repetitively exhausted. This is more common than you may realize, because I work with lots of coaches, healers, creatives, and the subconscious pattern tracks with what I've seen and how they struggle with what they're offering to their audiences, to their clients. They struggle with their own boundaries of holding their own well-being intact and also providing a service. For example, the service that they're providing can't just be an hour. It has to be 2.5 hours. They have to keep giving and giving. Their courses can't be just 8 sessions. They have to be 10, 12 sessions. They have to work harder to take someone through their arc of transformation or healing by elongating the time or the timeline of what they're offering. They also feel like they have to be available to any kind of texts or incoming inquiries or disturbances or upsets their client has, that they're responsible for taking care of that client emotionally, to always having that container of what they do open and available to their client. Because they feel like what they offer in the time that they offer it isn't enough. They have to constantly be there. And when you have a hard energy around work, that you're always going to be working hard for everything you get, then that is the experience you'll have. Because this is filtered by that part of your brain that'll say, well, if we believe we have to work hard for everything, then we definitely will only filter in the experiences where we are working hard. That's the filter that is being used to collect the experiences of your life. And I've seen this highlighted by my client story. It's very apparent in so many others that what's spinning in her space is this belief that when money comes in, you're not allowed to just hold on to it. You've got to get rid of all of it or a majority of it so that you can start back at zero again. You need to start from scratch again to ensure that you're working hard for your next round of money. It's this self-fulfilling belief that is looping in your subconscious again and again. And whether it's with money, where you have to make it and then spend it, so you have to work hard again to refill your bank account, or if it's your health, you lose 10 pounds and then you binge on junk food and the weight comes back on, or you stop your self-care practices. It's the fact that you have to start over again and you have to work hard to take off those 10 pounds again. I did this a lot in college, where I'd wait until the very last day to study for a test, and I would have to stay up all night cramming in the info for the test. This was how my younger self created that hardship cycle. The need to start from scratch and the struggle until I had enough of what I needed. Then after the test, I'd let that information go instead of building on it with intention, creating a more solid foundation of knowledge. It was like, shove it in, it comes out, then I'm done. This was also me in my later 20s, where I was trying to stay thin. I'd work out tirelessly, trying to take off weight in time for summer break or even an event. And then afterwards, I'd let all those habits go. And they weren't healthy habits. They were binging activities that were not meant to sustain the reward of what I was working for. The rewards were set up to be fleeting based on my limiting beliefs about needing to work very hard to earn what I had. And I can relate to my client's experience of being repetitively exhausted. Every cycle, starting over and not being able to really keep the ground that I gained. How many of you felt this way? Have you ever had this experience? whether it's in your health, in your friendships, relationships, your work, your money, like, oh, I have to start over again. I have to start over again with a whole new client base or a whole new marketing scheme. That exhaustion, that kind of proves that you're working hard enough, or that you're always staying busy, 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 spinning your wheel, is a clue that you are over delivering. There's a certain amount of over delivering that is wise, but that's only when you're charging the right price. And this is where many of creatives, coaches, and healers that I work with undercharge and over deliver, where you give bonus after bonus, or you give away a lot of your time and vitality for free. So when you over deliver, you get repetitively exhausted. When you undercharge and you energetically feel depleted, this is definitely a recipe for hard work, struggle, and needing to earn what you have through blood, sweat, and tears. And I don't know, would you agree that this is not the best way forward for many people? This is not the truth of how it has to be. It's just a belief pattern that's in place, and it's been put on repeat again and again and again. Now, I want to make a quick side note here. When you had this cycle, this roller coaster type of experience of needing to work hard to earn what you have, and when you are reaping your benefits of hard work, when you are flush with cash, or you've lost that weight and you have taken a few days off for self-care, there's a part of you that is trying to get back to the beginning of something else, so it can start that hard work cycle all over again. This is the part of you that binges food, or has to watch the entire Netflix show in one sitting, or overgives without taking care of yourself, who overspends without having saved any for the end of the month. What's happening is you're trying to get as fast as you can back to the beginning of something else, something that is going to make you work really hard again, because that is familiar and that's the cycle you know. This is all unconscious, because consciously we want more ease and abundance in our life. We don't want to do this, right? So how do we break this cycle when our conscious brain is like, no, I actually want money in the bank. I want to have great self-care, time for myself. I want to, charge what's appropriate for what I give and not be constantly on call for every client all the time. So how do we break this cycle that's been looping for years on rinse and repeat? It's a pleasure pain bond that your internal system is repeating. This is a strategy that worked for a long time for you, I'm sure. But now it's not useful to you because it's exhausting. It's depleting you. Whether it's your bank account, your vitality, your health, your energy, and you want your energy and vitality back, right? Not to mention your bank account, your savings. In this pleasure pain bond, the pain is you having to work hard. And the message in it is you're not allowed to have pleasure. Because if you have pleasure, then you better run back and get to hard work again. It's like hard work has to be the motivator. It has to be the bigger energy of the two. They're not really in balance. It takes over the larger portion of the equation. When I say it in that way, I hear an authoritative parent scolding a young child for enjoying themselves too much and trying to shame them back into doing that work. Like, you can't have too much pleasure. You have to earn it. If this resonates with you or your childhood, then it's a big message of moderation for you, meaning that you are allowed to have pleasure. You are allowed to kick your heels up. You're allowed to use your money and use it in a way that gives yourself permission to have something that brings you pleasure, that brings you joy, and lets you play a little bit. And again, sit up and put your feet up and have a rest. It is okay to have pleasure in your life and to get off the hamster wheel for a bit. And you can take a certain amount of money and set it aside. And it could be an investment or savings or whatever you want to put it. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, but to put it somewhere where it gives you a sense of, I don't have to work so hard, spin my wheels and get anxious and overwhelmed in trying to be on it all the time. See, pain versus pleasure, they're two ends of a spectrum. And your subconscious internal system is viewing these two ends of the spectrum as the only options that you have. You either give yourself all the pleasure by taking all of your money and using it for a pamper day or a beautiful purse or something, or binging and Netflix and having a pint of ice cream. Then once you've done that, you have to swing back to the other end of the spectrum, the pain of the hard work. and rebuild again. Remake that money. This is where you feel like you have to be on it. Your nervous system gets fired up as you do more, gives more. This is not sustainable as we see in our societies. People's nervous systems are overstimulated. They can't reset and rest and repair our bodies. So what you want is to live in between those two ends of the spectrum, right? Where you're allowed to have pleasure, and it's important for you to give yourself permission to experience pleasure. Then take what you've earned, take some of what you've earned, and let yourself feel pleasure with it. Enjoy it and do what you love. And then reserve some of your money, some of your chocolate bar, or some of that television show. And it's almost inconsequential how much money you set aside or of the show or that chocolate bar. It's really about shifting the unconscious programming so that you have enough sitting somewhere for when it comes time to work, you don't feel like you're starting over again all the time. And that you set something aside that says, oh, I'm actually starting here instead of at zero. Because, working hard and over delivering so much of you in your work, that is great for them. And it's great to earn an income for you. Yet you've got to give yourself permission to feel safe and not having to work so hard, and have some pleasure and have some playfulness to allow for some joy to show up. Because if there's not balance, if you're always giving away just to earn income and always taking care of the other person, and you don't have your attention on what's going to sustain you. And remember that the way to not force yourself into working hard is to feel that there's some type of money in the bank account, chocolate in the drawer, or another show on Netflix. You don't have to binge it all today. So that if you want to take the day off, it's okay. If you want to buy yourself something you love, it's okay, and celebrate that. Here's the magic. When doing this, you really want to be present in the now, making sure that you are being in the present. Really look and be present when you are being in the present. And you're having fun when you're doing something enjoyable. It could be just really enjoying that piece of chocolate, or really laughing or crying at that show. I can embody it all. Be present with all that is happening right in front of you. Like, turn off the clock, or we say turn off the phone. But turn off the clock in your head. Let go of the noise of the day or the calling of tomorrow's work and responsibilities. Like, stay in the present and doing something that you really enjoy. When you can do this, you can really taste, feel, smell, and be in it. It's truly relaxing to all your body sensations. Secondly, it's important to give yourself permission to want what you want. And here's how. If you are someone who does work in service of others, like a coach, a healer, a teacher, even a creative, people will always be wanting something from you. It's kind of like a parent. Children are always going to want more. So there's always going to be the wanting of your guidance or input by sharing with you all of their wishes and all of their needs, or all of their things for you to heal or to solve. When this happens, it is incredibly, incredibly important. You must notice what yours are. So let me restate that. When you have clientele or people who come to you for your services, your gifts and talents, and they're like, I want this. Can you do it this way? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? It's incredibly important that you notice what your desires are, what your wants are. What do you wish? Are you clear on what you want? Creating a daily practice of asking yourself, what are my needs? What are my wishes? What do I want? It's so important to do this. And I'd highly recommend you write these down every day. This is about tracking the time to show it to yourself, to counterbalance all that you offer to someone else who's constantly asking you for something. It's not about a checklist. If these are all the things I want, have I got them? Do I have to work harder? Should I cross this off? No, it's about keeping what you also want, your desires, as a practice in front of mind. This is a practice that increases your desire, increases your willingness to give it to yourself by asking it of yourself each day and writing it down. It creates permission on another level, on a deeper level where you are needing it. By knowing, oh, I've got all these things that these people want from me. They're asking for all these things, and you may want to give them. That's wonderful. But there's a place where you have to stop and say, what do I want? And maybe it won't be in that moment when you're, working your day and you're in service of others, but it may be in the morning, maybe in the evening, maybe it's at your lunch break, or when you're going for a walk or sipping your tea and you're like, well, I get that so-and-so wants this, so-and-so wants this person wants more of this, and this person wants less of that. But what do I want? Because it's easy to forget. So each day, write it down, and it can slip your mind. Take time to give yourself the permission to need what you need and to want what you want. So writing it down is just a way that puts it at the forefront of your mind. And it's as if you are saying to yourself, I'm going to keep this at the forefront of my mind because I deserve it. And this is important to me. It's a kind of mindfulness practice. It's a mindfulness practice on what you are wishing for when you have many people, clients, family coming to you and dropping all of their wishes at your doorstep. So what are you wishing for? Do you want what do you want long term on a personal level? Are you clear about what you want? I don't mean just a vision board, but can you taste what you want? Can you see yourself in that picture doing it? Are you feeling it in your body, the excitement you'll have? Are you imagining it already there and feeling what it feels like? This is a way for you to remind yourself of what you desire and how it feels, smells, tastes, sounds, and looks like. This can give you more energy and vitality to do the things where people are asking of things of you constantly. And it helps to keep your desires front of mind for you. It's a mindfulness practice. I know this helped me quite a bit because in my job with coaching people, I'm always digging into the things that they're wanting or needing or the things they want to change, things that they don't want. And I love it. I love getting in there with them. And at the same time, when I'm done with the day of seeing clients, I can be tired. I realize, oh, wait a second. What is it that I want? What is it I want in my life? What is it that makes me happy? What is it that I desire? And I get there's also a practice people do at being grateful for what you have. That's wonderful. But I'm someone who's motivated by the things that I want to have. Like, oh, I can't wait to go on that trip. I can't wait to have go to that hot springs with my friends. I can't wait to have the money to buy this or to do this or whatever it is, right? Go see that movie. There are things that I can look forward to that pull me into the future, pull me through myself, give me sustainability, give me sustenance, give me vitality and joy. And those are the things I look forward to. Those are my desires that I like to write down and keep them top of mind because then I'm representing them for myself because I present them for other people all the time. So this is why I suggest this to you. Knowing what you want and being clear about it, how it feels, tastes, smells, and sounds when you are in it. And when you have that great thing, being clear about it and giving yourself permission, keeping it front of mind. Like, oh yeah, these are the things I want. So if you got something from today's show, please share it. There's enough fear in the world, so let's create more joy. And if you know you need more support and you're willing to invest in yourself, in your future, and you're ready to change your life, then go to yourwealthyselfcall.com and let's explore ways to work together. I will put up, let's see, here it is. I'll put up a place to email me as well, because I want to help you get the support you're seeking. So let me know what questions you have or topics you'd like us to tackle, and you can send it to this email, yourwealthyself@e360tvlive.com. So make sure you tune in next week as we continue to use money as a lens to revise the old beliefs holding you back from having more clarity, freedom, prosperity, self-worth, appreciation, and daily joy, and helping you to get whatever is most important to you so you too can be your wealthy self. And lastly, please know I love and adore you. You are incredibly beautiful and precious being, just as you are, and that you're enough, exactly as you are in this moment. Until next time.